how do we use fun at Ramsey to really create and build culture?
Events are a part of that, but it's not just in those big company events. It's that tone that I'm talking about. And just last week, in one of our weekly staff meetings, we have our entire company comes together on Monday mornings. We do staff meeting with updates. It's got a big stage in this room. It's kind of a big event, but it's a meeting. Our VP of Publishing, Preston Cannon, he uses intro music to come to the stage, to walk up, and I get to laugh, and he'll make some jokes around it. And then Dave made a few jokes about the song that he picked, and they had some fun up there. And then Preston gives a fantastic business update on what he's working on. And then he gets off the stage. We have the rest of the staff meeting, and then our sound guy plays a song that's a callback to the jokes that they were making on stage earlier. And then all 1,000 of us in the audience, we all have a good laugh because we see the tie-in. And so as we're walking up to our desks to start our week, we're doing so, having a laugh, being given permission that, man, this is a fun place to work. We work hard and we play hard. And that's just an example of kind of how we do that on a regular basis, not just with a massive event like a Christmas party or Battle of the Bands or something that's on the calendar, but that tone.
Yeah, and it's something that, you see every week that's this little tiny thing, but that done consistently over time, coupled with 1,000 other pieces, creates that culture.
Yep,
it's not just one event that does that.
Yep.
So take us back to some of the earlier days. We weren't spending, 6 figures on team events. We were doing, a catered lunch for the team. What were some of the examples things that we did on a tighter budget?
Yeah. We did a lot of the same things on just a much smaller scale. Battle of the Bands, right? Like Battle of the Bands is a big production now. We've got in our atrium or in our amphitheater, we've got a huge stage with LED walls. Like we did Battle of the Bands back when it was just bring your own lunch. We'll set up instruments in the corner of the office with some really bad fluorescent lighting, and we had Battle of the Bands. The budget on that was probably nothing. Dave's always had Christmas parties. It doesn't take a massive budget to do a lunch together and to play some Family Feud style games. These are stuff that we've done in the past. So a lot of what we do right now as a company just scaled over time. It's a lot of the things that we did in the early days, but just as we grow as a company, that's scaled up a bit.
So it doesn't take a lot of budget, but it does take intentionality.
Yep.
You can't just wing it and phone it in and go, hey, hopefully culture's made because we bought pizza.
Yep.
It's not that simple.
No, it's work. It's work. It takes the front end work of knowing your team and knowing what matters to them and listening to them. And then events are hard. Not just in the money, but the time that's spent on it, the opportunity cost of saying we're going to have to pause this because we're going to invest in our team and our culture. It definitely costs you something. The reward is worth it. We've discovered that over the years, but this is not something that you can just assume you can fit into your normal flow of doing things without actually acknowledging that it's going to cost you something.
Yeah.
But the reward is going to be worth it.
And we've become well known for our internal events. It's part of even the recruiting. When you want to work here, they're talking about the Battle of the Bands and the Christmas party and how epic these things are and the intentionality that we put into it. And it really is the best parties I've ever been to are Ramsey parties. We know how to party, and your team does a great job. So I appreciate that. Your team has the task of pulling off these play hard events. And I got to tell you, our team, we have high standards because we're always trying to one-up it. Do you feel this element of you need to keep on making it even better than last time?
Yeah, there's that element of always wanting to improve, to stay excellent in everything we do. So not just in our team culture events, but in the events that we do for our fans and reaching people. That standard of excellence, it's always there. What we're careful of is not allowing events to become something that they're expected or they're deserved or there's this kind of entitlement approach to it. But a lot of that goes back to, again, the heart of why we do this. Has that been communicated to the team? I think a good example of having to face this conversation was In 2020, our Christmas party is typically done. We've grown it to a spot where we'll go to massive venues, and it's a big deal. But in 2020, we weren't able to go offsite to a big venue. It was really scaled back, and we just got together as a team here in this building, and we did some cool stuff with the space that we've got in the building that we were still under construction in. And what we saw was that the team loves connecting together, sharing an experience, having fun, having a meal together. Like, those are the things that are the core of why these things matter. And I think if you get too far away from the core of just coming together with a team that enjoys themselves, I think if it starts to become too much about whatever the thing is, that's when you can start to get off track.